Yeah, it's another episode of Hot and Random, and you know my name already, Oteanankanduro. Um, I was listening to Avraham Ben-Moshe yesterday, and I like that man. His views on the world and religion, I think, is amazing. Is good for reform, but there are some key things that I made notes of, which I would like to talk about. And I think he was right. One of the things he said about white people or the Western world forcing laws on Africa, um, um, so that we reform some laws or accept some things or denounce some things. Well, it's true. It's happening. It's a reality. Especially when he made mention of weed, which could actually become a big market for Africans because we have the land, we have the resources to be able to grow um, weed in industrial amounts. But we are not allowed because, again, the Western world puts in embargoes on things that we can do and cannot do. And this is all because weed has been made illegal ridiculously, but it's a natural, it's part of nature and it's medicinal. And though the whites, or sorry to say, the Western world is pretentiously trying to combat, what do they call them, narcotics, cocaine is still the leading narcotic in the world, and whatever tactics they are using to combat doesn't seem to be working, and the cocaine business seems to be thriving. So why are Africans not allowed to do weed, and why are our leaders opposed to it? Western world superior powers obviously pushing Africa to the sides to remain poor. Well, that's one point I wanted to make. What else did he say? Coming back. His views on polygamy, I think it's a really critical thing to look at. Um, well, the ratio of man to woman, or men to women, is women are more, men are few. So it seems reasonable that he accepts polygamy, or polygamy should be the way of life, but he makes it also seem like it's an entitlement for men. Um, or maybe I'm not understanding him, but I feel like really sorry about that again. I was saying I feel like the systems he's trying to condemn or reform are part of a larger system, not just the religion and false doctrines, but also these systems have been put in place by the patriarchy to keep the safety of the rich and the voice of the men superior. So minorities and especially Africans are not included in these systems, or the system works against us. So, and women especially. So it is important that we understand that. Sorry, I'm trying to read from what I jotted down. Um, the laws about polygamy aren't natural laws, they are also human laws. And imagine if men weren't conditioned, women weren't conditioned, it would mean a man can marry multiple wives and a woman can marry multiple husbands, um, without judgment, because everyone is capable of making the same decisions based on equity or equality, and I'd like to put it. So that's my take on polygamy against his. Okay, so I'm going to read this one out loud because I feel like whatever I wrote, it made sense a lot, and I don't want to paraphrase. But Abraham's views on homosexuality, I think, um, well, I understand him why I understand why he would think that white people are behind gay agendas and its acceptance in Africa. However, please forgive me. As I was saying, however, gays or homosexuals have existed here, flashed out, discriminated at, and opposed by laws which were written by these same white people who are also pretty recently being enlightened about other sexuality and gender. The fight and backlash against old laws of homosexuality in Africa um, isn't to make or turn everyone gay, but to make those who identify as gay, lesbian, or queer live outside of fear and in freedom in our own motherland. So I guess that explains itself. So I don't know what to add to that again. Oh, actually, I do know what I want to add to that. The depopulation of Africa and black people in general, anywhere, has been common knowledge and or suspicion, and we suspect that white supremacists or the powers that be, which is obviously white or Western, um, this is a very serious issue, and there have been evidence, although most of it is very hush hush, there is evidence that shows that um, the Western world is trying to control the population of Africa, and we've seen it through confessions about HIV and what it was meant to do. But thank God, now we have ARVs to counter them. We are looking forward to a cure. But um, I won't be surprised if the Western world is also behind the gay agenda to propagate it, make it seem like a lifestyle choice that people have to adhere to, but it's not. If you're not gay or don't identify as gay or queer, you have no business being in that being put in that category or being forced. So no one is forcing anybody. I don't even think the white man or white supremacist can force anyone to be gay. If you are, you are. I guess all I'm trying to say is I love you. I like what you're doing, Avraham Ben-Moshe. But sometimes the definition of natural laws is a bit streamlined towards the patriarchy, what the patriarchy has already done, which, as you said, if there is good in it, we take it. If it's not good, then we throw it away. But we can also generalize natural laws because the fact is, what is natural for a certain gender or sexuality might not be natural, vice versa. So it's important that equity is at play and we understand each other on common grounds. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say. But thank you for the brilliant work you're doing in Ghana and in Africa and the backlash you're giving patriarchal religion and every other religion, actually.